Been a lot of buzz around the internet, around our society about how the Yorubas don't want to be friends with the Igbos or always arguing with the Igbos, how the Hausas are being called a name by the Igbos, and how, so the tribal war in Nigeria is just so funny in the sense that every tribe tend to be against another tribe. Coming from the Igbos saying they are being marginalized, and the Yorubas saying the Igbos as inferior. Like these things are a problem, a factor in our society. So today we're looking at tribal conflicts within Nigeria, within tribes in Nigeria today. So if you are joining us for the first time, kindly follow. If you're on Facebook, share this podcast, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel if you're on YouTube. Thank you. So let's go down to our video, the topic of today. So that child, what do you think? Tribal crisis. This has always been a very big deal in our society. So, what's your take on tribal crisis? Because a lot of times on Facebook, just put something about an Igbo man, an Igbo man is coming from you, calling you names and making you feel like you don't. So, I want to understand why is that we can just genuinely love ourselves as one Nigerian.
For me, when it comes to tribal conflicts, they go way back. They go way back to even before I was born. So I don't even know how to even tackle it personally or what to say about it. As much I can only talk about my experiences with it. You understand? So because it's something that has eaten deep in our society. It is there. It is even in children. It's not even just amongst adults. Because I remember as a child when you are playing with fellow children on the streets and something happened, maybe you are the only Igbo child amongst those children playing. You understand? And something happens. Maybe unfortunately it was your fault. The next thing you start hearing is ọmọ Igbo yẹn ni ọmọ Igbo yẹn ni ọmọ Igbo bó ṣe ṣe nìyẹn. Or I don't know if anybody had this experience. If you grew up in Lagos as a child, maybe you and somebody are having an argument or a back and forth, and somebody will see people and say, má jẹ́ kó lọ gbọ́n Igbo fún ẹ o, ó fẹ́ lọ gbọ́n ti Igbo fún ẹ. You understand that kind of thing? Àwọn ọmọ Igbo bó ṣe ń ṣe nìyẹn.
And the funniest thing, I've seen this.
These are my personal experiences. So. And you know the crazy thing, I'm not even really Igbo.
That I was coming through that. I've had cases of people telling me, where are you from? I'll say those things, they'll say, I'm Igbo. I will ask them, you're a bad person. Have you ever studied your history and before you start calling an Igbo, like an Edo guy, a Igbo boy? Because anybody that says not just Yoruba or Igbo, like, do you even know that your descendant came from the Edos as a Yoruba person? So now,
if you tell Yoruba with this thing, they go stab you, say the head has come.
Yes, most of the ancestors came from Edo State.
Normally,
it's because of the war that was always been in the Benin Kingdom. So what now happened then? People are not living Benin. They're doing because of the unrest, a lot of stuff that is happening there. They're not living beneath other places, going to settle in other places. That's what is the main reason. So when a Yoruba person is now calling me Igbo, I feel like, yo, bro, don't you know your culture? Like,
we have this.
Don't you know your history?
We have this cliche for Hausa people. Once somebody is from the north, is Hausa first, and once somebody is from the north, is looked at as uneducated.
Yes, and you know, and you actually tell something. You know, the Hausas are one of the smart people in Nigeria. Have you actually meet an average Hausa girl, not even the boys? An average Hausa girl.
Then the Hausa still have their own stigma.
I want to tell you something. Do you know
for Igbo people, they will still say, if they call Igbo people Yamiri.
Yamiri. So I'm coming something that I need to say this thing. Do you know that most times an average Hausa girl is even smarter than the average Lagos girl that's forming tush and woke. What girls on this party are doing? They're forming woke, exposing themselves, But these girls over there, they are getting knowledge. They are being educated. I spoke to a 35 years old Hausa lady. This girl did not even have those not part of those rich family. The least Hausa lady. When this girl was communicating with me, I was like, is this actually the Hausa they told me that they are not smart? And a lot of them have seen like that. So when people want to tell you that Hausa look at no, in every tribe have that poor individual.
Or uneducated people.
Yes, every tribe that so
For me, I feel like we just have this general bias, and it's a grassroots thing. It's been from inception, and let's not just say it's tribal, but it's deeper than tribe too, because even within Delta, there's a bias.
exactly.
Against
Just like
there's a
in those states now.
there's a-
I'm coming now. Just let me keep this one. Just like in those states now. The Ishan, they are at war with the Benins. The so and so tribe in those states do not like the particular tribe. They'll tell you say if you see a Benin man, please you have to kill that snake first. So all those like
it goes down to the roots.
Wait, that's what I say. It goes down very deep.
Inside
Like
the tribe.
even in Delta State
in
now.
Igbo say Igbo
Delta
say
State,
Igbo marry Anambra. There is
in
almost kind
Delta,
of
in
stuff.
Delta State now, we have a bias against Igbo people. Like against Igbo.
Yeah, na Igbo person na so they behave like all those kind of
You understand? There's a
statements,
bias from a typical person from Delta against the Igbo tribe. Then in Igbo tribe, Anambra people have a bias against people from Ebonyi.
Exactly, and but people too have their own bias mind.
You understand?
So
So there is this conflict. Everybody just sees themselves as better or want to feel better than
the other person.
the other person or want to feel more superior than the other person. But always at the detriment of looking for things to pull the other person down.
The other person down, yes.
Or creating stereotypes
Yeah.
based on one-time experiences.
Let's just say that
understand?
Ebonyi people are not
Individuals
Igbos.
yes.
Let's just say Ebonyi people are not Igbos. And they are
You understand?
Afghans, that they are Hausa. Ebonyi people are Hausa.
There is plenty. We don't even need to start going into all those stereotypes. You
no.
understand? So there's different types of
It's
stereotypes.
when I can't say here is a Yoruba demon. They call it Yoruba demon. And some ladies will say I like Yoruba demons a lot.
So some people say I cannot date an Igbo guy. Some people say I cannot date a Yoruba
Yoruba
guy.
guy.
This
Some
different-
Igbo ladies now, once they know that you are from that tribe, you just know that there's nothing that want to work with. No matter how good you are in English or this thing.
But I don't blame them. You know, with women.
But we're not taking money. If an Igbo lady see enough money, most times they will stay. That is Igbo lady for the party. I will tell you that.
Now you're encouraging one bias. No. You see what I'm saying?
No, I'm not telling you.
One bias now.
Igbo girls like money.
That's what
No, it's not bad. So it's like
Chase is one stereotype now. You are just
man, it's from the roots. I was not like. I'm telling you what people used to say that they'll say the Igbo lady, you know, normally like, on the Igbo land they'll say our first lady cannot marry from outside. She will have to marry within our tribe. So now that particular Adana, if normally you don't have money, yeah, Adana will tell you no. My parents said this, but go and have one better money. That Ada, no go can't change mind. No, I can marry from outside. That they couldn't even call me that time, so they call me body. I see that ideology most times I should feel it's a lie, but bro, it's not.
what I would say is we have biases and stereotypes against each other.
Yes.
And the crazy thing is that it's not even from us. It's down from our ancestral
Yes.
lineage.
Time for the roots.
And I will not lie, I've actually heard some stereotypes that I got to experience firsthand.
Yes.
And I feel it is true. That's the crazy thing about these stereotypes. There are some things I've experienced firsthand.
Do you know something there?
You understand?
Let me keep-
And you feel like the people that created or said or talked about these stereotypes, they were not actually just stupid.
But do you know something there? Do you know something?
There was a reason or there was experiences they had that
that
created those stereotypes. But at the same time, it's a stereotype. It cannot be same for everybody. And Nigerians need to look at that and look past
Yeah,
those stereotypes
Uh,
and deal with people like personal. Don't deal with me like you're dealing with somebody from
an Igbo man.
Delta.
Deal with me like
Deal
you're
with me like
as
you're
an
dealing with
an
Ronnie, you're dealing with
individual.
that child,
Yeah.
and I'm an individual. So whatever you get from me is what you get from me, whether it's good, whether it's bad. Don't say because you get bad from me,
the fellow
then
Igbo
you
man
say
is-
Sammy will definitely
Well,
be bad.
you know the stereotype of the
You understand?
the Yoruba being cunning.
Yes.
That they are snakes. That Yoruba can be laughing with you and
Yes,
telling brother, I'll be killing you. Yeah.
You understand? There's lots of stereotypes about this, and I don't know. The stereotype is a little bit reduced. It's a little bit reduced for those of us that grew up in multicultural cities, like maybe let me say Lagos per se. You understand that kind of thing? Lagos is like the most multicultural city in Nigeria.
Yes, yes.
So we don't have it that much, I would say. Most of us that were born and brought up in Lagos, because we grew up in situations.
in a misculture
We
situation.
grew up in a situation where you're in class and your seatmate is Yoruba,
The other one is
the other one
Delta.
is Akwa Ibom, the other one is from Calabar.
Yes,
You
different
understand?
states. Yeah,
Different people from different places,
yeah.
and you grew up knowing them as your friends and as your neighbors. You understand? You live upstairs somewhere, and your neighbor downstairs is from somewhere else entirely, and both of you get to learn new different things about each other's cultural differences. Sure, you understand? So I think it's a little bit reduced, those biases, for us that grew up in multicultural cities like maybe Lagos, and maybe I don't know. I didn't grow up in Abuja. I don't know. how it
but
is.
they say it's kind of
But I feel Abuja should be a little bit multicultural.
cultural also.
So then Jos is very multicultural.
Also, River State, Port Harcourt.
Port Harcourt too. So for people that grew up in those kind of cities, I think the bias is a little bit reduced. Because when you meet people that grew up in states that are mainly dominated
By
with
a
people
particular tribe.
from that particular tribe,
Stereotype is
the
always.
stereotypes and biases are always very strong.
Do you know there's a particular stuff that really happened that based on these things, this tribal war, this tribal crisis in Nigeria? Do you know that based on this tribal crisis, there are some Yoruba offices that you hardly find on our tribe than just Yorubas. If you want to go too far,
What is a Yoruba office?
the Yoruba office is an office whereby all the employees are Yoruba. You will find one external. If you want to,
Is that really in existence?
it happens. What are you saying?
Yeah.
Organizations are like that now. What are you? They'll tell you. They'll tell you that they don't want to.
I've never heard of that before.
It happens a lot. They'll tell you, even in Lagos, they'll tell you they don't want to employ anybody that is not Yoruba. That the person must be Yoruba.
I know landlords. I know landlords do that.
Yes, you see.
I know
so if
landlords
can do that. What are you trying to do? Offices do it a
A
lot.
landlord can wake up
And say you don't want to
and
Igbo
say he
people.
doesn't want. I've had a landlord that actually said that, but because I can speak Yoruba, I lied to him that I was Yoruba. You understand? I've had a landlord, and 3 of his tenants were Igbos that pretended to be Yoruba.
I was speaking Yoruba with it.
I was telling Yoruba tenants. You understand? So
So you see what I'm saying. So offices like that, and the idea they should have is either Delta or Edo. The idea those Yoruba people is to have. If you are not a pure Igbo, when you are entering those Igbo states, most times they will not want to work with you. Yorubas have personal, based on my own review, have personal dislike to the Igbo brothers. And they'll tell you that
they have personal dislike, but when it's time for sex, they don't used to know who is Igbo and is Yoruba.
that's where I'm coming again now. That's why you say Lagos is a multicultural place. Look at what happens in Lagos now. A Igbo girl easily runs towards a Yoruba guy. Why? Maybe that Yoruba guy is influential or he has a particular kind of treatment. I know if I wanted to say something here.
And why are you always boiling it down to a particular type of treatment? What if she just likes him?
No, most times,
Why are you
most
boiling
times,
down to the
most
facts?
times, people say that the stereotype is that the only time you find. I'm giving instance of stereotype now. That in it's the only time you find an Igbo girl marry another tribe. Most times, if the other tribe has plenty of money, and normally Igbo girls don't like living their society. That's another tribe that comes from people again. So I feel the society is stereotyped in every way. Yeah, in every aspect of if you are fat, they'll talk about you. If you are slim, if you are not like this. So I feel the tribal crisis in as much we are speaking different tongues and have different culture, is bound to be present.
Bound to be present.
Because you cannot go to China
Someone
now.
just comes somewhere and sees people doing strange things.
Yes, yes.
To be so weird.
Yeah, you say okay.
to
You might say,
be-
why this people eating okra? Just like they are saying that Asians they eat frog.
It could be very funny.
All those things.
Like,
I don't know if it's true, but they say they eat those things, frog, worm. So for you now, if you go to those places now, they will surely be stereotype. You'll be like, why do I have to do this? I can't eat this. I can't eat that. Culture again. You find stereotype again coming through culture again. So I feel in as much culture exists in a society, there must always be tribal crisis, differences about tribe, and why I don't like this tribe. At this tribe, they are too.
That's why I say
the Igbos, they are too far-fetched. Like they like always
They
go
are too desperate.
they are too desperate, and they get gra. And they just say they think they're smart, but not gra. They get the people come like that with the Igbos. So
and
it's funny.
I don't know if we can stop it and just look beyond that myopic, because that mindset is myopic.
Do you know that it's very hard to stop it in Africa?
That mindset is
You
myopic.
know, when I say Africa, I go because even though apart from Nigerians, when I go to other African countries, you find
Same way, I'm
tribal
not in
issues.
South Africa. There is this bias between the Xhosa people and the Zulu people.
Yes, there's always a fight,
there's
and
always
the Zulu always want
Like, I think
and the Zulu always want their own this to dominate.
Yes, and
this thing,
because
to
people say
dominate
the
this city.
Zulu people are very violent. I've heard something like that before. That Zulus are a very violent tribe, and I heard somebody say one time on social media. I've forgotten where exactly I watched it, where he was addressing xenophobia and was apologizing to Nigerians, and he said most xenophobia attacks are actually from Zulu people.
So on the norms, they are very violent people.
So I heard it. Disclaimer alert. Anybody that wants to dispute it, I'm not saying it's a fact, but I know I heard it somewhere. So
It's the same way. Do you know that there's something about tribal crisis is that it actually makes everybody an enemy to themselves in one way or the
in
other.
one way or another, there's this stuff that is going on now on TikTok and Twitter that's always pissing me off. You see, maybe Asisat Oshoala now. Maybe Asisat hits a certain milestone, and there is an account, maybe a foreign account handle is celebrating her, and they put up Nigerian giant Asisat Oshoala or congratulations Nigeria on this. The next thing, you go to the comment section, you see people saying she's Yoruba, she's not Nigerian.
Yeah, she's not. She's Yoruba. She's not.
Yoruba to the world.
Yeah, Yoruba to the world.
You understand? You see people.
You want country?
You understand? And it's crazy. Or if they are celebrating a certain village in Nigeria for being the village with the richest millionaires in the world, the village with the highest millionaires in Africa, and you go to the comment section at the end, Alaibo to the world, Biafra to the world. It's not a Nigerian land, it's Biafra land. You be seeing stuff like that. You see Anambra to the world.
Edo to the world.
To the world. Let's chill. Let's chill.
Let's look past all that.
You're still Nigeria.
But do you know that is another reason why we don't have one commerce in Africa? Everybody don't have one commerce in Africa because now why we within Africa we are closing our borders to each other.
Everybody's trying to separate
themselves
from each other. So there is no unity.
At the end of the day, it's the same DNA almost all of us have.
The same black skin, the same this thing.
Is this our DNA?
You don't say how we
somebody in Ghana, somebody that is a full-time Ghanaian will go and check his DNA and it will still bring out some percentage of Nigerian.
Yeah.
So Nigerians will still go and check the DNA once in a while and it still bring out a certain percentage of Gambian.
So it's
our DNA is circulating with each other.
We are same blacks.
We are of the same place. the segregation.
Right? And most people have forgotten that since we are having the same color, we are from the same origin.
Exactly, we are all from the same source.
Origin, and most people don't understand that.
We need to love ourselves more and treat each other more as individuals than tribes. I don't want to deal with a certain person, and when I'm dealing with him, I'm not dealing with him as a person that he is, I'm dealing with him as a tribe. I put all the hate and all the negativity I have for a tribe on only one person that I'm seeing, that I'm dealing with. It is unfair. It is illiteracy. You understand? I just cannot fathom
I think you should deal with people individually.
You understand? I just cannot fathom how you expect to grow when you see. It's just like, okay, it's just like what during this election thing, when they started the tribal wars and voting by tribe and everything. I remember someone came out and said, we are fighting ourselves with tribe because of elections. These politicians that are rich and are milking everything from us don't see tribe.
They see business.
Their children marry each other. They work with each other. They promote. They plan with each other.
Yeah.
They don't see tribe when it's time to
plan a country.
Plan how they are going to steal more from this country. They don't see tribe. They look past all that. When it's time for this one's daughter to get married, they don't see tribe. You see Igbo billionaires' daughters marrying Hausa billionaires' daughters. Same with the Yoruba. They don't see tribe. They sit down together, they eat together, they play together. Even Christians, Igbo Christians, when their Hausa friend is having a duty in the mosque, they follow him, they escort him, they go and celebrate with him. When he has something to celebrate in the mosque, they go. Same the Hausas. They will go to the church with their Igbo billionaire friend and go and attend this occasion, this church occasion with him. So these people don't see all these things.
So you feel like the masses,
they segregate us with it.
But it's true though. Have you seen any very wealthy tribe for this Biafra war? Have you seen a very wealthy man that come out and say he's backing Biafra?
Let's not talk about Biafra.
No, look at that thing too. It's true now.
Let's not talk about.
He just talked about the masses being the ones doing
yes,
the tribal war and the rich ones. So I'm not giving an instance. Does it mean that?
Rich billionaires, they don't back all this tribalism.
Okay, so does it mean that is why we're not seeing rich activists coming out? You only find the one that like puppets coming out to do this thing. Those very well connected guys, you don't see them coming out to do Biafra.
No.
Peter Obi is not telling you about Biafra.
Why would they want Biafra?
So they really, I would say Biafra is not a thing because we're on live. So I don't want anybody to come for me, please. I'm not saying Biafra is not a thing. I'm not saying Nigeria as a country is not a thing, but we are just discussing the stuff we are seeing on the internet, we are seeing out there, we see happening. So please, disclaimer, we are not against any tribe on this podcast. So please, nobody should come for us. We're not here to celebrate one tribe more than the other. We are just trying to look into things that are really happening. So
you can share your opinion also.
And yes, in the comment section, you can share your opinion. Let us know what you think. What do you think about tribal crisis in Nigeria? Why does it exist? And why do you think it will never stop? So, if you know you've been watching it in this period, can you like this video? Share to your friends. Let them join our discussion. Let them be enlightened also, because what we discuss here, just discuss things that will enlighten us as individuals. So let them like our video, share to your loved ones. Follow us via on Facebook. Subscribe to our channel via on YouTube. So, we are here today, and we wish you come and join us next time. So, Dacha, what do you have for us? Let's close up.
Well, we've said all that needs to be said. I just feel like Nigerians should open their mind more to deal with people as individuals than tribes. So
yeah, so at today's take, I feel it's like a unanimous take among us that Nigeria should look beyond tribe and see us as one Nigerians, one black over the world, and work united. Thank you very much, our viewers, and we'll see you in our next video.